I feel like this video today that we're going to be covering is very good for all of the shorter fighters that are trying to close distance on their opponent. They're trying to mix in some fakes, get into the clinch, put in that work, okay? So in red over here, we have Jung Yun-jo, who was the Muju World Championship gold medalist. And then in blue, we have Jo Shion. He's also a very good Taekwondo fighter, all right? This is going to be the finals of the Korean Sports Festival in the minus 58 kilogram weight class, so flyweights. Keep in mind that this is going to be the older round system. So all of the points are cumulative out of all 3 rounds, okay? So let's get started. Over here, you can see the height difference. It's about maybe, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 inches. So our fighter in red over here does have to close that distance a lot more. Starting off with some angles. Our fighter in blue is using that appa, right? A little bit of floating, okay? And then boom, there we get to the flurry, okay? So our fighter in red, he's starting off using that front leg knee shield to get to the inside. Again, front leg knee shield. And he's pushing the entire time. Even though he's not scoring, he's still using that volume on the inside. If you see this fighter in blue, he's not having a good time on the inside because he keeps getting pushed. Right here, I'm going to go back to that. Jung Yun-jo in the red, right? He uses a left leg crescent kick. And then our fighter in blue responds with a front leg axe kick nice and tight. Okay, so it's 3-3 right now, but he's going to eat that kamp jump, so it's 4-3, red is up. Again, our fighter in red over here, he's fighting to get to the inside, pushing him back. Nice inside kick. Again, coming straight back to the inside. Let's watch over here. I want you guys to watch the second time he comes in, okay? So the first time he comes in, he gets to the inside. Then there's sort of like a break, almost like a calm or peace, right? During that break, he's coming in offbeat timing so he could surprise the guy in blue, so he could get past that front leg and then get straight back to the inside where he wants to work. Let's watch that again. Right, so he's pushing him, hits the inside, right? Boom, offbeat timing, takes the step in, tries to hit another inside kick, another crescent, right? And even though it doesn't score, it's still good. Watch over here, we have some more offbeat feints. Takes another step in, hitting those inside kicks. So he's switching from left to right, right? So this guy in blue over here, as a taller fighter, he's being in the most uncomfortable spot possible because he wants to keep it long, but our fighter over here in red, as you just saw with that tight double, he's keeping the game tight and short the entire time. Let's watch this, right? He fakes, uses his right hand punch to get to the inside, close that distance, and then he's using a nice tight double on the inside. Boom, okay? Front leg double, 1-2. No problem that it's not scoring. Right? Because as the shorter fighter, not all of your kicks is going to score. There he scores a nice body kick, okay, and again he throws it, but it's no problem if you're not scoring on the inside as long as you're keeping up that volume. You want to overpressure them. He's having more success. Our guy in blue, right, he's getting overpressured, right? Maybe he can't deal with it. Already, it's taking a toll on him. Okay, so we're just about a minute and a half into the first round, but I'm seeing that our fighter in blue, right, he's not doing a good job at handling the pressure that he's being dealt, and he's already looking a little bit gassed. Okay, on the inside, look, he's getting pushed around, can't really find his footing. That's what you want as a shorter fighter to create for your opponent. Again, use that front leg axe into knee shield, into push. Okay, our fighter in blue here, right, he sees that he's getting hit with that pressure, right? So he does score a nice front leg appa. But as the shorter fighter, you have to expect that you're going to get hit with something on the way coming in. Don't get discouraged from that. You keep that pressure. Okay, so we finished the round over here with blue scoring or hitting a front leg appa. Doesn't go in, but it's 14-3 red. Into the second round. Okay, cancel. Doesn't give up any space. Step to the side. And our fighter in red here, he has a big lead, right? So he's able to be a little bit less he's able to be a little bit less aggressive, but just because he's in the lead as a shorter fighter doesn't mean that he's just pulling back, pulling back, pulling back, right? Maybe on the first or second kick, if he feels like, oh yeah, I don't really want to engage, he can take that step out. But after that, he's going straight back to that pressure game. Nice tight double. Front leg appa scores nice. Okay, so as a shorter fighter again, right? You want to be able to squeeze your kicks in tight, okay? Because the tighter the distance is, the safer you're going to be compared to your opponent. So if your opponent is long, they're going to want that long distance fight. If your opponent is short, they're going to want that short distance fight. If you realize that you're the shorter fighter, you want to be able to have a wide array of tools in your toolbox to be able to go to work when you get to that close distance. And over here, our fighter in red is doing a great job at that. What has he scored? He scored inside regular kicks, right? Pushing his hips out. He scored tight kicks, right? Squeezing it in, bending his knee nice and tight. He scored a tight double. He scored a crescent kick on the inside. So all of his points have come from the short distance, and that's why he's having such success right now. All right, again, cancel. Nice back leg on the way in. So we still got a good round and a half left. But as you see, our fighter in red, right? Look, again, he's taking that step in, taking that step in. And that's why, again, as a shorter fighter, you need to have a good gas tank. We talked about having a good toolbox on the inside, nice and tight. That was another one. He scores a back leg axe kick that comes in tight, changing the angle. Right here, 1-2. Very nice. 25-4, 21-point lead. Another short right leg. Okay, so our fighter in red over here can afford to be a little bit less aggressive. Eats the kamcham for holding. Nice front leg double. Scores it as well. Okay, so a fighter in red over here is doing a really good job of burning time, but then also keeping up those sudden bursts, those offbeat bursts. Right now it's a 31-point lead. Nice evade, turns that shoulder. And then over here, we're going to pretty much finish out the match. All right, you guys, so this ends in an RSC win. Okay, so he got gapped because in this rule set, right, at the end of the second round, if it's higher than 20 points, then it's automatic loss. Okay, so our red, he's able to gap our fighter in blue. And key takeaways or key points for you shorter fighters, right? Number one, you have to be able to understand that being the shorter fighter in the game of Taekwondo, you're bound to run into something, okay? Whether that's like a front leg upper to the body, to the face, or a cut, or an axe kick, or whatever it may be. You're bound to run into something. But you don't want to let that discourage you, and you don't want that to prevent you from actually getting to the inside where the opportunity is there to score multiple shots, right? So even if our fighter in red got hit with that upper to the face or got hit with that cut, right? He doesn't care about that because he's still working to get inside. And okay, you hit one, I'm gonna hit three. You hit two, I'm gonna hit four, right? Second thing, on the inside, you have to be able to shoot and score a variety of shots, okay? So you don't want to only be good at your lefty to the body or only be good at your righty to the head. You got to be able to hit these inside shots at a different wide variety of angles and also a different wider variety of kicks. So then that way you get to the inside, right? Maybe the pressure game is good. You keep getting to the inside. You keep surprising them off beat, right? But if you keep throwing that same righty to the body or that same righty to the head, then after a certain amount of time, the other fighter is going to realize that, and maybe it was working in the first round, right, or the first minute. But if they catch on to that, then you got to be able to adjust. So you can score that righty to the body 2-3 times, but then after they adjust and they start covering up, that's when you switch it up to the lefty to the body or the lefty to the head or right leg axe or a crescent kick or question mark, right? You got to be able to have a wide toolbox in your bag. And then third, that offbeat timing, okay? So he would come in, our fighter in red, he's coming in, working on the inside, 2-3 shots, pulls out. And then instead of pulling out, resetting, letting the other person reset as well, what he's doing is he's pulling out, okay? He acts like it's all good, and then boom, he's shooting that inside pressure again, offbeat. So the guy in blue is constantly getting pressured. He's constantly on his back foot. He can't really find his timing, and that's why our fighter in red was able to take such a big lead and be so dominant in this fight, all right? So as always, as the shorter fighter, right, you want to be keeping that pressure up. You want to keep that offbeat timing. You want to have those good tools on the inside to work. And if you guys have any more questions, whether you're short, tall, long, short, right, feel free to hit me up on the Taekwondo Fury Institution. And you can always feel free to message me on Instagram or Facebook as well. Thank you, guys.